are who we thought they were. But I do think this Luka injury might just let him off the hook.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. I was a little late to pushing my button there, but I'm not going to be late to share my very, very well thought out thoughts with you today. It is a good Friday. It is a feel good Friday. It is theoretically speaking, and we are coming off of what was I would say a lethargic night in sports. We had a game in which the Braves were playing baseball last night on national television. Not sure if the other team showed up. I think it was like 17-1. We had another game in the NBA, which a lot of us were assuming would give us a good perspective on what the Western Conference playoffs would look like as the Lakers and Thunder came together, which we'll talk about in a little bit, how that went and the fallout from that game or lack thereof. But most importantly, man, we got Easter weekend coming up here in South Florida. It is a Friday. It is April the 3rd. It is Good Friday. Resurrection Sunday is on Sunday this weekend, and I am in that weird in-between stage as an adult where it's like, what does Easter weekend look like for me? As we're piecing these things together last minute, the wife and I. K Chums is on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. And we are kicking and going here until 4 o'clock, rolling into Russo and Rizzo. We got Jonathan Zaslow joining us in about 10, 15 minutes. The voice of the 305. I've got some interesting questions to pepper him about his newly minted franchise quarterback, Malik Willis, especially on the heels of what we saw Kirk Cousins sign for there as the Raiders get things going. It's going to be a fun Friday, a fun feel-good Friday, a fun good Friday. K Chums, man, you are a person who I know celebrates Easter. I do as well. It changes over time periods in your life, over the eras. You think about how all holidays evolve with you as you move across generations. Like Christmas is a certain way between, you being a baby until you're like 13, then it's a whole different experience from 13 to about 18, and a whole different one when it's you coming back home. Easter is another one that's like that, where as a kid, you prance around the lawn doing Easter egg hunts. You go to you might have a line. You actually might have a role in the Easter play, and you go to church and you do the if you're a church going person and you do the whole nine there, and then you might have a little Easter dinner with the family and whatnot. That's the adolescent experience with Easter. As an adult, as a young adult in college, I remember Easter being a weekend where we would actually get together with other folks who celebrated. We'd go to church. We go to chapel, as we called it, at Hampton University that morning, get a little word in, and then we'll have like a potluck-style Easter dinner with the good people around us and have a good time. Now I'm in that stage where I'm in early 30s. It's like we don't necessarily have a kid yet to be going out and bringing the Easter egg hunts. A lot of Easter egg hunts out in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. We also don't have any family out here in South Florida, so our Easter plans are going to be very unique. Kate Chumsland, who's in with me here until 4 o'clock, you said you and your family have a specific Easter tradition that you've been doing since you were a kid and you're still kicking it.
Yeah, so when I was 8 years old, my mom started something that at the time was just a one-off. Hey, let's try this out. We've been doing it every year since. So this will be year number 15 for us doing this tradition. And it's essentially an Easter scavenger hunt. And I'm not talking your typical egg hunt. I'm not talking your typical, here's a map, go find some stuff, although that was year number 1. I'm talking Sherlock Holmes level clues and riddles and ciphers, and you basically map out the house with this scavenger hunt, and it takes somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour.
So you become Nicolas Cage.
100%.
And what's the movie's called?
It's called National Treasure. That's one of my top 5 movies of all time. I'm a massive type of logic puzzle guy.
Yeah.
I love murder mysteries or mysteries in general. Prime Video just came out with a new Young Sherlock Holmes series that I'm stoked to get into.
Yeah.
And so this is what we've been doing. And when it was really early on, when it was during my younger years, it was my mom who created it.
Okay.
Well, I'm so much of a fan. I love creating these type of puzzles. When I became a teenager, I actually took over the scavenger hunt, and then I would build them for the rest of my family. When I went out to college, it was kind of a tag team between my mother and I of like who had the more time to actually put it together, and maybe they weren't as sophisticated. One of us would throw something together last minute. And now we kind of run that system. I've done the last few in a row. She did one a few years ago, but one of us will get together to put this scavenger hunt together. We've had things as simple as here's a picture of somewhere in the house, go find it, to one year, I one time staged the house to where there was a murder mystery, and I wrote out 3 complete witness testimonies, and you had to use the evidence in the house to figure out which testimony was incorrect to figure out who the crook was.
Yeah. So
And
this
then-
is like deep,
Yes.
like, 400 level class stuff that y'all have evolved this into now.
Correct.
Good
Correct.
Gracious.
So this is going to be year number 1 of actually hosting it in my house. My wife and I will be hosting both her parents and my parents and
Wow.
some other family members, and we're going to have the scavenger hunt in our apartment. It usually had been at my folks' place in Orlando. We would travel up there for Easter Sunday. Now we got people coming to our way, and the scavenger hunt won't be maybe as grandiose,
Yeah.
but something's
You
going
gotta
down
make
on
a shape.
Sunday.
I know you're creative. You do the trick shots on social media.
Yes,
right now you're
sir.
training for to break a world record. You're gonna get interesting with it. Be
Yep.
creative. So that's pretty interesting. I'm curious for the good people out there who do celebrate. 888-760-3776. You know that's always the number to the Baptist Health Hotline where you can join the show. Any Easter traditions you have, tap in with us. Give us some of your details on it, and I'll see if anybody throughout today's show can top that. That right there is an interesting one. It is fun. It engages the mind. I'm sure y'all are learning things along the way. That's pretty cool, man. I like that y'all are
Yeah.
keeping that up. Make sure you keep that. You got to keep it going.
Oh, it'll be
You're
my
that next
privilege.
generation. That's what
It'll
you
be
keep
my
doing.
privilege.
A little theoretically speaking here, speaking of keeping it going, LeBron James has been known to keep it going. 41 years old, still doing it with the best of them, except for last night. And it's not that LeBron's age showed. I do think the wear and tear of this Lakers roster showed as they've been going pedal to the metal for the past month. We talked about how prolific the month of March was, 15-2. Best record for the Lakers in that month since Shaq and Kobe era. Luka Doncic had 600 points. 600 of them things in March alone, which apparently, Cade, I saw was more points than Anthony Davis scored in his entire Dallas Mavericks tenure. Not hard to beat when
I was
AD
about to say
sits out
that.
so many games.
I think they should have beaten that by a lot.
Yeah. I think it beat about 40 points or so. But again, still very telling of when people like to reflect back on the Luka Doncic trade on why people thought it was so lopsided. Anthony Davis, by the way, right now, Washington Wizard. But nevertheless, Luka Doncic in a blowout loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder, 139-96, and it might not have even been that close. Luka Doncic goes down with a hamstring injury. It's something that has bothered him throughout the year. It is something that took him out of last night's game. And if you take a listen to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, it sounds like it might just be something that sidelines him until the playoffs tip off.
I just left the Lakers locker room where I saw a very quiet and somber Luka Doncic by himself in the corner of the locker, put a brace or a sleeve on that left hamstring of his, and then kind of limp out the locker to the team bus. They're flying to Dallas tonight. He's going to receive an MRI on Friday in his former hometown city, and the results of that will tell the Lakers a lot. Now, he already missed 4 games with a left hamstring injury just before the All-Star break. He only had a token appearance in the All-Star game because of that hamstring, and then had another week's rest. I would imagine that would inform how the Lakers proceed with this thing, considering that, yes, if he doesn't play one more game, he will be ineligible for season awards. But I think at this point of the season, you're going to prioritize having him as close to 100% as possible when they open up the first round of the playoffs.
And the first round of the playoffs start in less than 2 weeks. Cade, what that tells me is that Luka Doncic we will not see him suiting up for the Lakers again until those playoffs start. I don't think that regular season awards like All-NBA or MVPs, which, by the way, he's not winning the MVP anyways, but All-NBA is really what he's going to miss out on, as he's played 64 games this year. You need 65 to meet the threshold to be eligible for any of those NBA regular season awards. I don't think that means as much to J.J. Redick and the Los Angeles Lakers and Luka Doncic himself as actually having a shot in this postseason would be, and the best shot at the Lakers of winning even one round, let alone maybe even a game in a tough Western Conference. It all relies on the health of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James. Reeves also battling through injuries at this point. LeBron is 41. You cannot, if you're J.J. Redick, afford to have Luka Doncic potentially make this hamstring issue, which has been lingering throughout the year, any worse. So I don't think we're seeing Luka for the rest of the regular season. We'll see how good he looks when the playoffs do start. Here's the thing, though, Cade. A lot of people are looking at this and saying, oh, the dominance of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Some people are looking at this and saying, oh, look at how lethargic the Los Angeles Lakers look on both sides of the ball, as they were getting blown out before Luka got, bounced from the game. I think it was like a 40-point game, I believe, when he limped off the court for the last time. Would I look at this and say, on April 3rd, which is today, but yesterday, April 2nd, as the Lakers are rounding up their regular season, I think that was the last meaningful game LeBron James has played in a Lakers uniform.
Whoa.
That was it. Going
Wow.
into this game against the Thunder, though, Cade, coming off of how strong the March month was for the Lakers, and specifically LeBron, who had some very high watermark games in there, some triple doubles, some big scoring nights. Going into this game, there was a question as to whether or not, like, this was a benchmark game for Los Angeles. They had already dropped the first two to the Thunder. They have now two against Oklahoma City in these next few days. So this was, okay, you looked great against sometimes middling competition. Here is the team you would have to beat to make it to the NBA Finals. You might have to even beat them in the second round, depending on how the seeding shapes up in the West. How competitive can you be with them as you are in a place? You're going to have to beat them on the road if you play them in the playoffs. You are at Oklahoma City, and you have all of your guys. And while all of the Lakers were healthy and the Thunder were at full health, this looked like a 1 seed versus 16 seed last night. This looked like opening weekend of March Madness, not a Final Four game, which is what we're going to be getting this weekend. The Lakers showed me everything I need to know in that first half to know that the rest of the regular season doesn't really matter to me, and whatever they have in that first round, even if they pull the Timberwolves and they somehow, some way find a way to get out of that first round, those are meaningless basketball games when it comes to the legacy of LeBron James, and they're probably getting swept in that second round if it's the Spurs or the Thunder. That was the last meaningful game that we've seen from LeBron in a Los Angeles Lakers uniform, because we all know he ain't going back next year.
So I need to go back and listen to the tape, because I think when you first opened up this, I don't remember you saying Lakers jersey, which is, I think, the crux right here.
Lakers
right?
jersey, for sure.
You're
Lakers
talking
jersey.
just Lakers
last
jersey.
meaningful game LeBron James is going to have in a Lakers jersey.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I heard the first time you
Not
say
in general.
his career, and I was like,
No,
okay.
I did not say career. If I did, I apologize to the good people of Theoretically
all
Speaking.
good.
I misspoke.
No, I
In a
100%
Lakers uniform,
agree with you on
that
the
was it.
Lakers uniform.
That was it.
There it is, and we've been waiting for this type of game, right? This was supposed to be the statement game of the regular season for the Lakers. Are you who we think you are?
Yeah.
And then you've got, I wish we had the sound. We are who they thought they were, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly what the Thunder are saying right now. It's like, nope, we don't care about these fools. It's really, I don't know who right now in the West can take care of the Thunder or the Spurs.
Nah, I don't. Each other.
It really just seems like we're headed right there. And to be fair, if you also look at the Eastern Conference right now, you're not really seeing anyone else who can handle those two, too. We might have a Western Conference final of an NBA final.
We've seen that a bunch of times before in the past. We saw that
Not
last
necessarily
year.
recently. We've had six different NBA champions.
Last year, did anybody think the Pacers could actually win the NBA final?
No, but like Game 7, we were excited, and then when there was the Halliburton
they did shock
industry.
us. They did shock us, but what I mean is going into the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals at that point, we all believed the champion was going to be out of the West. I don't think that's. I don't mean that to demean what the Pacers did, because they overachieved for sure. They absolutely did. And Tyrese Halliburton shocked us, and they had some big moments, some big games, some very incredulous wins. Congratulations
but also
to them for
last
putting
year,
up a fight.
I will say last year too, like the Thunder weren't proven. So there was a whole lot of question marks on actually the Thunder going to be able to do it.
But that was one of the most dominant regular season teams in the history of the NBA last year.
No, 100%. But it's also like we saw the Thunder lose when they went 73-9. So I'm just saying, I don't remember a season since Warriors Cavs era where before the playoffs even started, we knew that there is going to be one specific series to decide a championship that wasn't the NBA Finals. If you know what I'm saying.
And again, hindsight's 20/20, so you can always try to go back and say, well, I think that we could. So I feel you on that. It does feel pretty definitive this year. Now, could I offer you the Boston Celtics, who now are a new look team with Jason Tatum gearing back into health? They were a 3 seed and a 2 seed all year long with Jaylen Brown leading the way. In the absence of Tatum, they have championship not my pick. I'm just saying, can I offer you, if they're the ones that meet the Thunder or Spurs in the finals, you have to at least give them a puncher's chance.
You can give them a fighter's chance against the Spurs. I don't think you can give it to them against the Thunder.
And that's what the Thunder are continuing to prove out, though. I mean, 139-96 was the final last night. To me, clearly the last meaningful game that we're going to get from LeBron James in that Tinseltown Lakers Showtime uniform.
And we're both in agreement he's leaving next year? Is that kind of just what we're thinking right here? Yeah. Okay.
He's gone. This experiment, especially with Luka, I do believe is over. I mean, it would tell me a lot. If LeBron stays in LA, it actually would tell me a lot about what he wants this final campaign to be. Like, if he does want one more run at a ring, which I would believe he's all in on. I mean, the guy's competitive as all hell. He cares about his legacy. He comps himself to Jordan. If he stays in LA, then maybe there's a reason why we're seeing him pop up on YouTube golf videos these days. Maybe
he's just gonna ride the sunset,
leaning into that retirement.
Go play with Bronny one more season,
leaning all the way in. That's what that would tell me, because I don't think that he has a chance to contend with the Los Angeles Lakers. I think he has to come east. I think it's got to be the Cavs or the Heat most likely, and that's me being a Heat fan. I'll be honest, but if LeBron remains in Los Angeles last year, unless there's some wholesale changes to what they got going on, like a huge offseason deals to shift this roster around, there is not a world in which I believe that team would be able to beat the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Spurs, maybe even the Rockets in the postseason series as currently constructed. And he's only going to be a year older. So we'll have to wait and see. What I do know is, as things stand today, absolutely no way. On the other side, we're going to have Jonathan Zaslow join us on the Baptist Health Hotline. He's going to let us know what he gathered from Thunder Lakers last night, and if he thinks that's the last meaningful game LeBron is going to have in a Lakers uniform. He'll hit us up and let us know on the Baptist Health Hotline. We'll take your calls throughout the day as well, and take your comments in the YouTube chat at ESPN South Florida on YouTube. Is that the last meaningful game from LeBron in a Lakers uni? You let us know. 888-760-3776. Welcome to Pro Level Orthopedic Care at Baptist Health. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care wants to take care of you from sports injuries to everyday aches. Our expert team delivers that same advanced care trusted by the pros. Do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do your fam a favor. Do future you a favor and get back to the life and the activities you love. Don't live in the soreness. Don't live in the pain. Don't suffer. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. baptisthealth.net/ortho. And you can hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. That's how you join the show. Happy Good Friday to you. Happy Feel Good Friday to you. Jonathan Zaslow on the other side. That is Cade Shums, and I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Ready to dance? Right now on Hard Rock Bet, new customers get paid double winnings on your first 10 bets. And we'll keep you dancing all tourney with 2 profit boosts for every day of hoops. That's right, all customers can get a parlay profit boost and a live bet profit boost from now till they cut down the nets. Double winnings, daily dancing boosts, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4. Your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Join us on a culinary road trip through South Florida at the 2026 Orange Bowl Food and Wine Celebration presented by Florida Blue. Experience an evening of food and fun on Friday, April 17th at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood. Enjoy unlimited food and drink tastings from dozens of South Florida's top restaurants while dancing the night away to a live band and DJ. Tickets start at just $135 and proceeds benefit Orangeville Cares community initiatives. Get your tickets at orangeville.org.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire. With the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed, you'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Hey, y'all get some more drinks going on. I sound a whole lot better.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
It's Good Friday. It's a feel-good Friday. It's theoretically speaking. We are rocking and rolling. We've got Final Four action tonight on the women's side. Final Four on the men's side tomorrow. And, of course, we're coming off of a game in which we saw the Lakers' hopes of any kind of playoff run go absolutely down the drain. I say definitively that was the last meaningful game LeBron James is going to have in a Lakers uniform. The rest of the season doesn't matter, and next year he'll be suiting up elsewhere. I'll get the opinion of a guy that who maybe he and I both will be rooting for LeBron in a Heat uniform next year, and that's my guy, Jonathan Zaslow, who joins the show.
You might know him as the Cooper City Rattlesnake. He's the human flamethrower of Miami sports radio.
You could be a maniac without being a jerk.
The preacher of the Pat Riley gospel.
They don't complain. They don't make excuses. This is the NBA. Deal with it.
The mayor of Dolphins delusion.
Can the Bills offense keep up with the Dolphins offense?
And the only guy who can go from breaking down the Panthers power play to cutting a full-blown Ric Flair promo. Woo! Jonathan Saslow is the voice of the 305. Presented by Anajar and Levine and Twin Peaks.
Zaz, happy
Theo.
Friday to you, brother.
Happy Friday, man. How you doing? Good to see you.
Doing great, man. I'm doing great. Getting ready, trying to figure out what the Easter plans are going to be this weekend. Trying to get together what the Easter dinner is going to be for Sunday.
All right.
Also happy for some Final Four action through the weekend, man. What about yourself? What?
I've missed it. You know, usually by this point in the week, the last couple weeks, we got the tournament.
Yeah.
We got to wait now until Saturday night. So, yes, I would like the tournament to come back. We got something to watch tomorrow. We got the Marlins and Yankees going
right
on
now.
right now.
Yeah.
A little Friday afternoon.
Division leaders.
You know, a home opener for the Yankees action. There you go.
Division leaders, the AL and NL East division leaders. If the season stopped today, we would have a Marlins team hanging a little pennant.
It would be weird if the season stopped today. There's 156 more games. It'd be really strange if they didn't play out the rest.
Just saying, we do this all the time in sports. If the season stops today, I mean, we're looking at two teams that would be competing.
Weird. What about the fans who have tickets to some of the games that are remaining? I don't want the season to stop today. It'd be very strange.
Fans, tickets, Marlins in the same sentence? Is that?
Well, yeah, maybe not necessarily the games here. That's fair.
Yeah. Zaz, man, you heard what we were talking about earlier. The Lakers get absolutely, blasted by the Thunder last night on the road. That was their benchmark game. Are y'all a serious contender, or did you just have a little fun in March? Did you feel the March Madness vibes and have a good time and shoot up the standings? What was the big takeaway you had from Luka exiting with the hamstring injury and the Lakers not even having a shot?
Well, my takeaway from at least the first part there with Luka exiting with a hamstring injury, my question is why? Like what happened last night where Luka, who clearly tweaked the hamstring in the first half, and then you go to halftime and he comes out and he continues playing in the second half, and now you have a scenario where, I haven't seen, what the MRI says yet.
They haven't handed it to you? It's not.
No, I'm not one of the first phone calls, I guess. But I haven't seen what the MRI results are today. I'm sure we'll find out some point later today. But this is a situation where, he could wind up missing some time here in the playoffs. And if you miss time in the first round, you could be done, all right? Because there are no easy in 1 and number 2 in the Western Conference. And I just don't understand why he was in that game because, I understand, and he's going to miss, by the way, now the awards, where
that's over.
Not that he was going to win MVP, but he's not even going to be All-NBA, and he was likely going to be first-team All-NBA. Well, now he's not going to get any of that. So, all right, well, why was he playing? Why did he return in the game last night? Well, there's a part of the 65-game rule that I think a lot of people don't understand. It's not just appearing in 65 games. There's also a minutes that you have to play. You got to play in so you can't do the thing. Remember a couple years ago, maybe it was last year, that Mikal Bridges did, where he just enters the game for the tip-off so he can keep the streak going.
Or Josh Allen as well in the NFL.
Right,
thing. Yeah.
right. You can't do that. All right, so you got to play at least 20 minutes in those 65 games to qualify. So, maybe, you can get upset with the rule now where it's, Luka is forcing himself to go out there and play the 20 minutes, except he played 26 minutes. All right.
It wasn't even that.
So he was 6 minutes over what the threshold would be in a game that was 90-58.
Yeah.
Why is he in the game? Why is he playing at that point? They were down by 32 points in the second half. And now, for whatever reason that Luka was playing in the game, potentially your season could be over because if he doesn't play in the first round, they're not winning a series.
I hope it was worth
pretty bad night.
I hope it was worth that. That night couldn't have ended any worse for the Lakers. And to me, that was the last meaningful game that LeBron's going to have in a Lakers uniform. Do you think he'll be back in LA next year, or do you think, like myself, he'll be in one of the other? Oh, you do?
Yeah, if you asked me this, a month or two ago, I would have said no way, and I think most people would have said no way. But now, that look, they're 50-27 after last night. That's a really good.
Come on, Zaz, but they were getting their tails whipped by the Thunder, who, by the way, are not going anywhere in the West next year.
It's not just that they're 50-27, but LeBron has clearly taken to the "I'm the third guy" role. Why wouldn't you want to have LeBron as your third guy?
Oh, the Lakers are going to want him back, but why would he sign up for that? Why would he sign up
because why at the very end of his career would you want to move? What would you want to? You're going to leave your son on the team. Who, by the way, last night, woof, Bronny James. My God, you want to see what happens when you have a great you want to have a great defender guard somebody who's not an NBA player. You go watch last night.
Yeah.
But why would you want to leave you're leaving your son on the team where we know he doesn't belong? You're leaving your family, okay? Or hey, maybe you're uprooting your family, but why would you want to do that if you're only going to play maybe one more year? And I don't see why he would want to do all of that if he's only going to play like probably one or even two more years. It seems like a lot of trouble at this point in his career, especially because it's not like we're talking about someone who, man, talk about legacy here. It'd be really great if he, won a championship. He's won 4, So yeah. I think if LeBron has been like, he's adjusted to being the third guy. He's not trying to be the number one guy. He's probably not even the number two guy. If he's adjusted to being the third guy and he's not going to ask for $50 million a year, that's a big issue. But if he's not going to ask for $50 million a year and you're the Lakers, why would you not want him back then? So I've changed my mind on that. I think he's going to be back.
I think the Lakers are going to want him back. I think the Lakers are going to want him at a very huge discount. But I think if you're LeBron James and you're going to play at a sizable discount next year, wouldn't you want to do so with some kind of incentive attached to that? And the only incentive that will motivate that man right now is I have a legit shot at a championship, and I don't think there's any team he can do that with out west unless he's joining the Spurs or Thunder. He's got to go east. But that's a conversation for another day, I guess. That's big picture stuff. In my opinion, he's got to go east. But based off of what happened last night, none of what JJ Redick can scheme up is going to save the Lakers from their imminent death in those Western Conference playoffs, even as they stand as a 3 seed. Jonathan Zaslow joining us here on Theoretically Speaking from Zaslow Show 2.0 and from ESPN Radio. Zaz, I'm curious, man. Have you heard the Jeff Hafley conversation with the media from Phoenix, Arizona at the owners' meetings last couple of days ago?
I mean, I saw what he said about them, the main reason that they traded Jalen Waddle. Was there anything else that you took from it?
I want you to hear specifically why he and John Eric Sullivan are confident in Malik Willis, who they gave a good contract to, but not a very long-term commitment to. Take a listen. He went about 40 seconds or so as a guy that comes from a defensive background on why he believes this Malik Willis situation with a small sample size can work out for the Dolphins.
Most games, it's timing and rhythm, and the ball's out or it's a bad play. When you're in zone coverage and the quarterback starts to roam and wide receivers start to run around, there's holes everywhere open in zone. When you're in man coverage and the play goes off schedule and the quarterback starts running around, you know how hard it is to cover for those extra 4, 5, 6 seconds? I mean, it's awful, especially if the guy can throw it on the run. It makes it 2 parts to the play that you have to defend. And then there's the threat of him running, right? So now your edge guys and your D-line have to play a certain way and make sure that they don't fly by the quarterback, or you make sure you don't run a game and now a nose is wrapping to contain. So you got to call the game differently, the way you kind of run your games, the way you pressure, and then certain coverages you got to play.
So that's Jeff Hafley again, former DC of the Packers, who saw Malik Willis for the past few years. He also now the head coach of the Dolphins, who is enlisting his services to be potentially the future franchise quarterback for the Dolphins. When you hear him talk about Malik in that way and how the Dolphins had none of those kind of threats with their last quarterback, how excited does that make you as a Fins fan?
Yeah, that everything he said there makes a lot of sense. And it also sounds like he's telling you that Malik Willis can do all the things that Tua couldn't.
Yeah.
Like all the reasons that Tua was not able to get to that next level for the Dolphins. And certainly last year when Tua's skills start to decline rapidly why I believe Tua's career is done in the National Football League. You have to have a guy who could make those improvisational plays. And Tua, for the most part, has never been able to do that. But especially last year was not able to do it whatsoever. And Malik Willis, who's a quarterback who can certainly move. I'm not going to try and tell you I saw a lot of Malik Willis because the fact of the matter is nobody has seen a lot of Malik Willis except for the guys in Green Bay. All right. But what I think we all know is that he can run, that he can move around. He can get outside the pocket. And so everything that Hafley is telling you right there makes a whole lot of sense. That's exciting to me.
Yeah, he can create. And I think that's why, like, having a quarterback that can actually create, that can actually threaten the defense, like going into a matchup now with the Miami Dolphins, teams have to focus on ways in which they stop him in multiple prongs.
When have the Dolphins ever had that guy? Like,
Yeah.
Tannehill was able to move a little bit, of course. He was a wide receiver for a time. But it's not like, he wasn't a running quarterback. When have the Dolphins ever had that guy at the quarterback position where it's like, all right, this dude, he's a threat to make the improvisational plays and run the football and pick up a third down with his legs? I mean, they've never had that guy.
Yeah, and again, that's part of the reason why it intrigues me. I was going to say maybe Ronnie Brown. I don't. It's just
right. We also learned that day that Ronnie Brown was a lefty.
Yeah,
it was incredible. We all learned at the exact same time.
That is it's always interesting. You know who else I learned was a lefty? Hall of Fame running back, Barry Sanders.
He is? I didn't know that.
I believe. Yeah, I believe it was Barry Sanders who I learned at a golf outing that he was a lefty by him golfing. I was like, what are you doing that on purpose? He's like, no, I'm a lefty.
That's strange.
I guess it never came up.
Seeing a guy swing lefty on the golf course, it feels weird, right?
Yeah, well, I'm a lefty, so hold on. Pump the brakes, Zach. Hold on a second. Yeah.
You look weird out there then, Theo.
I do. Well, also because my golf swing sucks. But I do think that this is it's very telling how Jeff Hafley talks about him. And I just want to gauge your interest as a person who is a Dolphins fan. I follow them. I'm not a fan of them, so I don't necessarily live and die with the results. I want to gauge how confident, how excited you are to have Malik Willis as your quarterback. And in order to do so, we got to do some comparisons. You want to play a little game here?
Yes.
All right. We're going to play a game. I'm going to call it Malik Willis or.
Okay.
Jonathan Zaslow speaking now as the voice of the 305. I'm going to give you Malik Willis or this quarterback.
So it's essentially who I want moving forward.
Yeah, kind of like who would you be more excited about starting for the Dolphins right now and moving forward?
Great.
It's not a legacy question. It's not who's done most.
Malik Willis is going to lose to everyone.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yes, I understand.
All right, so Malik Willis or Kirk Cousins for this 2026
Malik
season?
Willis. Yeah, come on. What are we talking about?
What are you talking about? You saw the bag that Kirk just got from the Raiders?
No, I mean,
Tom Brady investment?
look, it's incredible what Kirk Cousins has done for his career, the money he has made, okay? But that doesn't mean I want him my quarterback right now.
How about this one? Another quarterback that changed scenery this offseason. Malik Willis or Kyler Murray?
Malik Willis. I don't think Kyler Murray is very good, and it certainly doesn't seem like he works hard, and I would rather the unknown ahead of what I think I know about Kyler Murray.
And also, like, do you really want another short quarterback after, dealing with that? No. Malik Willis, and this is for the Miami Dolphins for 2026. Malik Willis, this one's going to make you stop for a second here, or Jared Goff.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so are we talking about the season or just moving forward?
Like, if somehow, some way, like you had Jared Goff, maybe even on the same, to make things fair, on the same contract as Malik Willis, if just somehow, some way you're saying in 2026 going forward we have Jared Goff or the unknown of Malik Willis.
I think I would rather Malik Willis, and here's why. Because Jared Goff only has X amount of time left as a good quarterback. And Jared Goff can be really good this year. Malik Willis can be really good this year. This Dolphin team is not going to be any good. And I feel like by the time the Dolphins roster is good, Jared Goff is probably not going to be that good anymore. So I'm going to go Malik Willis.
I like that thought process because he is a proven commodity. If you have good things around Goff, you can win. But I would hate to see him with what Miami has coming into this year. This is another interesting one because he's a guy that's thrived in a great environment. We haven't seen him outside of a good environment. Malik Willis or Brock Purdy?
Ooh, that's good. I think I would go Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think if you told Dolphin fans right now Take the legs out of it, because the running part of Malik Willis is obviously intriguing and feels fun. But if you just, do you think Malik Willis is going to be as good a passer as like would you take Malik Willis being as good a passer right now as Brock Purdy is? And I think most people would say yes. Like that would be good.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is Brock Purdy, for as much I wouldn't say he's not polarizing as in people hate him, people just don't believe in him.
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, it's been 5 years of this Brock Purdy thing. It's working out.
Yeah, I would go with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Brock Purdy, proven commodity, and still has a bit of that youth. This is a guy's been in headlines lately. Malik Willis or Jalen Hurts. Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts. But them championship rings don't come with him. It's Jalen Hurts for 2026 and beyond.
I think you got to go Jalen Hurts. I think you got to give a little credit to a guy that's been in 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls and or 2 of the last 4 Super Bowls and won one of them. I think you have to go Jalen Hurts there. But despite the things we continue to hear about Hurts,
probably the right call there. And again, he's had some success there at Hard Rock Stadium before. Jonathan Zaslow joining us, playing a little Malik Willis. Or who would you be most excited about as a Dolphins fan going into 2026 if this was your QB? Malik Willis or another Alabama quarterback who we haven't seen from, Ty Simpson?
Malik Willis. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea if Ty Simpson's going to be any good.
Could be good, could be bad, could be great. You don't know.
I have no idea. So I'll go Malik Willis.
You're not going Dan Orlovsky on me that Ty Simpson should be the number 1 pick in this draft? Or you're not going that far? Do you have any feelings on this guy?
I mean, I saw plenty of Ty Simpson this past year, but the fact of the matter is, I have a hard time, I think most of us, unless, it's our job to go and break down the film, and even then we're still usually wrong. I mean, who the heck can figure if quarterback X who has success in college, if it's able to carry over to the pro level? It's so hard. There's so many good quarterbacks at the college level. It's why can't they be good at the pro level? And they're just not. I don't understand. It's very hard to tell.
It is interesting. It is hard to tell. And again, that's why it's such a coin flip. And whoever does pick Ty Simpson,
right?
I hope you got a plan, and I hope you don't spend money on him.
It's a total coin flip, and it seems like at the very least Malik Willis can play a little bit.
That's right, and that's who you got right now. Last one. This one's an interesting one as well because you don't get the coach along with him who's seemingly made him thrive in that offensive system. Malik Willis or Bo Nix, Denver Broncos quarterback.
That's a good one.
One win away from the Super Bowl, Bo Nix, but a lot of that was mostly because of the ecosystem around him, not necessarily what Bo Nix did.
It's a good one. This is me thinking about it.
Yeah.
I think you gotta go Bo Nix.
You do.
Yeah. I think if you told Dolphin fans that Malik Willis is going to be as good as Bo Nix, do you think you could win with Bo Nix? I think most people would say yes. If that's the case, then you got to go Bo Nix.
And I agree with you there, and that was a fun game, and it was an interesting way to look at it, Zaslow, because I do think Malik Willis is that mystery door quarterback, and it's hard to gauge what success is going to look like in his first year or what the ceiling/floor is with him. Because number one, there's no weaponry with the Dolphins, but number two, we have such a small sample size. I just wonder, if he's Bo Nix level good, is that going to be something that suffices for Dolphins fans? If he's Brock Purdy level good, and it seems like from what you're saying, yes, that's about the line.
I think so. Yeah, I think so because I think these guys have shown that you can win with them. I mean, Brock Purdy went to a Super Bowl. Bo Nix was a game away from potentially going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that you could win with those guys. But no one's going to do any winning with this roster.
Right.
All right. So you kind of have a couple of years here to figure out if Malik Willis is the guy, and I like the contract with Malik Willis especially because. I know it's a 3-year deal. It's really a 2-year deal. But after the second year of Malik Willis is also when Tua's money comes off the books. So you kind of decide right then, okay, do we like Malik Willis still going forward? If we don't like it, okay, great. We cut bait, and you also don't have the Tua money anymore. Yeah. So it's really like a clean slate at that point if Malik Willis doesn't work out.
And I know our guy Kate Chumston has one for you as well, which we're going to get to. But I want to get your thoughts on this too, the competency of this Jeff Hafley, John Eric Sullivan new regime in Miami. To me, specifically, the way they talk about football, their process so far, everything about it screams that this, if it's not successful, it at least is going to feel like it has a strong direction.
I hope so. I mean, I wouldn't get too wrapped up in that. I feel like most teams, Dolphins included, probably feel that way that you do right now when you got the new guys in who, say new things and, it feels like hope. Like you're not that you're falling for it, but that is kind of what's happening here. Like you're falling for the hope, and the hope is a good thing, okay? Because last year certainly there was no hope, but I think most teams and their fan bases do this when you got someone new in there because there's a hope that you have that these are going to be the guys who are going to take the team in a direction that is acceptable. So yeah, like I like the things that they're saying too, but I think we almost always feel this way when there's a new direction.
I get you. Gotta wait and see. Cade Chumsland, what you got for Zaz?
Yeah, I just real quick, Zaz, before I let you go, I need to make sure that we stop Theo from promoting false propaganda because I just did a quick little bit of investigative research, and you can see right now on the YouTube stream that is 100% Barry Sanders golfing right-handed.
What? Theo, what's that about then?
So I don't know who you were talking to, Theo, but my guy Barry Sanders
you know what?
on the
sorry.
official Detroit
Right.
Lions YouTube page
So
is golfing
sorry.
right-handed.
That was false. It was Eric Dickerson. So sorry. You're right. You're
All
right.
right, you better dig up
You
some
can look
Eric
it up.
Dickerson
Yeah.
golf
Look it
clips
up.
then.
You can look it up. I believe I'm almost 100% sure it was Eric Dickerson. There were so many Hall of Fame running backs. We ran into that. Marshall Faulk was out there as well. That's why I hesitated before I said it, but I do believe it was actually Eric
Barry
Dickerson.
Sanders, righty.
Barry
So everybody
Sanders is
knows.
righty. Oh
Righty.
man, now I feel terrible. There was somebody out there that's
Don't
like,
lump Barry Sanders in the weirdo lefty club. All right, he's a righty,
he's a righty.
like us normals.
Yeah, you get. Hey, hold on a second. Pump the brakes. Hey, but where can the good people find you normals, but also your extreme takes on South Florida sports? Zaslow Show 2.0.
That's right. Everything Miami related, everything 305, Zaslow Show 2.0. Wherever you get your podcast, just search Zaslow Show 2.0. Please like, rate, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It helps me get all the monies. And every episode is presented by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Appreciate the time, Zaslow. We'll tap in with you next week.
Thanks, Theo. Enjoy the weekend.
That is our guy, Jonathan Zaslow. He joins us always, as always, by the Baptist Health Hotline, and Cade is vigorously now searching for an Eric Dickerson golf swing. I am pretty darn sure, and again, I'm getting a little up there, that I am right about it being Eric Dickerson. We will check and see, but I am pretty darn sure. We'll give you the update on that. Plus, we finally get to this. So on Wednesday, Cade Chumsland and I had a competitive conversation. We'll call it a competitive conversation with Evan Cohen, and he is a draft nerd. He grew up going to the draft. Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. He, in fact, does so much around the NFL draft that one day he got a phone call from Mel Kiper to talk draft stories and whatnot. So I challenged him to a mock-off, and it's going to be Cade Chumsland and myself versus Evan Cohen and our teammate JMP, who does a lot of mock drafts. He puts them out every year on Twitter. And Evan chose JMP as his teammate because of his expertise with putting out mock drafts. But he also is doing it as a bit because that's what Evan does, because apparently JMP is terrible at it.
Yeah, and I've got 4 years worth of mock drafts to go over with JMP,
Yes.
but I can also confirm Eric Dickerson, left-handed
That was
golfer.
him. It was him. Okay, thank you. I knew I wasn't crazy because he and I had a crazy conversation about how both of us, lefty with golf, lefty with every other sport, right? But kick with our right and right with our right. And I believe eat with our right hand. So it's one of those things that I connected with him on. And
Is that a thing for you personally that like your parents taught you a certain way, or is that just the natural thing?
I think kicking with my right is natural.
Okay.
But I do know that my parents, as a kid, I used to pick up the pen in my left hand. I used to try to eat with my left hand, and they trained me to actually write and eat with my right hand because they wanted me to be able to like Zaslow said, he wanted me to be able to be a normie.
Okay.
They didn't want me to have the awkward desk or have to request a special desk in every class.
Interesting.
In school. And then at dinner, you know how it make for a weird situation when there's the one lefty at the table. So I appreciate them on that.
The reason I ask is because my dad's a left-handed person, but he writes with his left, does a lot of dexterous things with his left.
Yeah.
But he swings a bat and swings a golf club with his right. Because his dad was like, I'm not going to go through the extra effort of training you to do this left-handed. You're just going to do it my way.
To be honest with you, though, it makes you sometimes it can actually help. Like LeBron James actually is ambidextrous. There's a lot of athletes that are ambidextrous, and it actually evolves you as an athlete and as a person who's able to do more with less. Didn't do much for my golf game, though. So maybe I should start swinging right because swinging left is not working out so strong. We are going to address those mock drafts on the other side. We also have a good get-around to get to you with. For the good people that are waiting around for Tina, sorry, no Tina for the happy hour, but you will get a full dose of myself and Kate Shumsland, so you can get excited about that. Myself, I get excited about this.
Hey, Culligan man.
Yeah, that Culligan water. It's essential. It is great, and it fuels my home. Not just the Culligan water I drink, but the water softener system. Can I talk to y'all about my water softener? Right? You know how it works. You refill it with salt when it's down. For my Culligan system, thankfully, I'm connected to the Culligan Connect app, so I don't even have to go out there and check the meter. My water softener is hooked up in this outside portion of my house that I actually don't frequent as much. So if I did have to go check it periodically, I might forget to do it on my chore list. No. I got the Culligan Connect app. It tells me when the system is low, and I can easily go to the store, refill the salt. And what does a water softener do? Well, it turns that hard water into soft water. It allows me to use less soap, less detergent. It allows my hot water heater to not get a mineral buildup on the heating element. That's what's shorting a lot of these water heaters, specifically in Florida, where we have terrible water. When you don't have a water softener system, your water heater is that heating element is collecting minerals on it over and over. It builds up, and that wears and tears on the actual system. And now you're looking at a system that is going to fail you quicker. You got to get a hot water heater replacement. You're paying all that money anyways now, year over year, to replace the hot water heater, to replace your dishwasher. You know, all of these different things, cleaning off your shower doors, all of these things can be solved by softening your waters, getting a new water system through Culligan. Just go to Culligan.com, get the free water test, see what's in your water, see how they can help. And right now they are offering 12 months interest-free payment plans. 12 months interest-free. Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man.
On the other side, we address the mock drafts. We see what we're stacked up against as we get ready for our mock-off. NFL draft right around the corner. I'm excited about it. Also excited to see how bad JMP is, because that'll take some of the pressure off. That's Kate Chums, and I'm Theo Dorsey with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
For over 40 years, Ronald McDonald House of South Florida has supported families like Kayla's.
Without the Ronald McDonald House, we couldn't continue with Kayla's medical treatment.
We are now building a new, larger house to accommodate almost twice as many families each year.
It's a peace of mind knowing we have a place to stay without worrying about costs.
Help us build this new home by visiting rmhcsouthflorida.org.
Minor League Baseball is in full swing at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Palm Beach Cardinals take the field on opening weekend, Thursday, April 2nd through Saturday, April 4th. Opening night features a Hawaiian shirt giveaway to the first 500 fans, and Saturday, April 4th, is the debut of the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas, Minor League Baseball's coldest alternate identity, presented by Iggy Trap. To purchase tickets and find out more information, go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Andrew Cohen, Senior Manager in Anshin State and Local Tax Group.
In today's mobile world, residency is one of the most important areas of state taxation. The rules determine which states can tax your income and hinge on two key concepts: domicile and statutory residency. Your domicile is the state you consider your permanent home, while statutory residency can apply if you have a permanent place of abode in a state which you spent more than 183 days. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help taxpayers avoid double taxation. If you're a taxpayer with ties in multiple states, looking to reduce your state tax exposure, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire. With the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed, you'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Attention business owners, the next several months are going to be super busy. Why not let us take some of the burden off of you? Get the help you need from Intelligent Office in Palm Beach Gardens. Professional live receptionists to answer, screen, and forward all of your calls to you live. Why do you need a virtual assistant? No high salaries, no holidays or sick pay, no call-outs, no turnover, and no additional equipment. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to learn more how we can help you streamline your day.
College basketball is heating up and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
1, 2, get down.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Yeah, man. Back at it again on a Good Friday, on a Feel Good Friday. Checking out the YouTube chat at ESPN South Florida. My guy Brandon's in there getting active, getting busy. What up, good people? He says, can Kirk Cousins' agent be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Probably should. Probably should. That is the most overachieving agent. 11 straight years of fully guaranteed money for his client, Kirk Cousins. I got to see who else he has on his team. Let's check this out. Kirk Cousins' agent, because everybody always talks about him. Nobody ever names him by name. But Kirk Cousins is going to be, at the end of this year, the second highest earning player in the history of the NFL. Second only to Matthew Stafford. And he's surpassing Tom Brady with the $20 million guaranteed that he's getting this year. And the difference between those other guys and him isn't just the fact that they have Super Bowl rings, because, Brady might have 7. Stafford, who's the highest earning all time, only has 1 ring. Kirk Cousins only has 1 playoff win. He's got 1 postseason victory, and he has the second most earned money in the history of the NFL.
You just said that with some malice aforethought right there, right?
Here's my thing. I never hate on a brother getting the bag. Never. I'm excited for him and his agent. I will say it is of all of the achievements that Kirk Cousins had in his career, that has to be number 1, is the amount of money he's made. And if your number 1 achievement as an athlete is the money acquired while being a professional athlete, says a lot about your play. Is all I'm gonna say. Is that bad? Was that wrong of BK? Because we like Kirk Cousins. Nobody hates Kirk Cousins unless it's 3rd and 11 and it's the playoffs. And you need to pick up a first down and he dumps it off 3 yards and you lose that way. Nobody hates him. But
I don't think most Atlanta Falcons fans like him.
Do they dislike him or did they just not want him? They wanted Michael Penn. Nobody. He doesn't do anything to make you not like him.
That was a playoff team that he single-handedly tore to the ground, I think.
But they don't.
Not last year, the year before.
Yeah. I know Falcons fans. Some of them wanted to believe in Kirk Cousins. None of them just hate him. They just wanted him to get out of the way and let Penix play, really. everybody, whenever you have a young prospect behind an old vet who we know what we're going to get out of him, everybody's rooting for the backup. But
I hear you.
Kirk Cousins, man, what a story.
Do you think he's more famous for the bag or the you like that clip?
It used to be you like that. I think now it's the bag. The
Okay.
first thing, if I say the name Kirk Cousins, the first thing that comes to mind is the earnings.
Journeyman money getter.
Yes, just ultimate bag getter. And then you like that. Honestly, he's outlived you like that.
Truly.
People don't bring it up as much. That used to be the only
Would
thing
his
we would talk about
legacy
with
be
him.
better if he had retired earlier and the you like that was the sole thing he was known for?
No, his legacy's better now because he's getting the bag.
Okay.
And again, I will say this, Brandon, who asked in the YouTube chat at ESPN South Florida, can Kirk Cousins' agent be inducted into the Hall of Fame? His agent has a better shot than he does.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So Let me
Facts.
see. Kirk Cousins' agent. Let me get this right before we you know what? We're going to do we'll do the JMP mock drafts at the top of the next hour because I know we do have to go to break. Kirk Cousins' agent. Why is it not coming up?
Wow.
Kirk Cousins' agent's name. His agent announced. Well, what's his agent's name? Every article just says his agent. Who's his agent? All right, we're going to get his agent on the other side as well. Dang, I thought this would be a quick thing to find. Google's not working as much. AI's invading Google and rendering my searches less valuable here. Not working out. We're going to get all of that on the other side, though. It's a feel-good Friday. It's a good Friday. That's Kate Chums, and I'm Theo Dorsey. We're going to get to the top of the hour. We're going to rock and roll. And also, we got to address the big slate of games this weekend in the Final Four and which one I think is clearly the most impactful, the most prominent matchup of all of them. It's not the one you're thinking of. That's Kate Chums, and I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Kaiser just won another championship. Meanwhile, the guy in the car behind you gave up halfway through a pickleball match. Stay in shape, stay sharp, champions stick together. Here on ESPN 106.3.
The 2026 TGL season is in the books. Congratulations to the new champions, the Los Angeles Golf Club, for winning the SoFi Cup. The 2026 TGL season featured energy, innovation, and competition at an all-time high. We had shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, and overtime. We saw it all this season. The 2027 TGL season has even bigger things in store. Check out TGLGolf.com for the latest news, updates, and ticket information. TGL Golf, presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf.
Hey, ref, time out, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With a free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com. Serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan man!
Aries is proud to sponsor the Pickleball Slam, where legends of the court meet legends in the making, where intensity is met with intention and determination shaped by discipline. Because under these lights, rallies may be earned across the net, but true victory comes from investing in those beside you. Aries, let's advance together.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 29 national championships, including the reigning champs in swimming and diving, lacrosse, and tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. We are theoretically speaking is a Good Friday and a feel good Friday, April the 3rd, March Madness. It re-tips off tonight in the Final Four for the women, and tomorrow the men engage in some Final Four action. 4 games over the next couple of days, and then we have our national championships on Sunday and Monday. We also just wrapped up a lethargic Laker performance last night that ended in a blowout loss to the Thunder, as well as a Luka Doncic hamstring injury, which we're still waiting to find the results on the MRI, but it looks like, I'm no doctor. It is seeming like that Luka's probably done with the regular season. That means that we're going to have a situation in the NBA where Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, and Cade Cunningham, 3 superstars, 3 all-NBA level players, and none of them are going to qualify for the regular season awards, the MVP, the all-NBA teams, because none of them will breach the 65 games played threshold. That's a conversation for another day. I do think that the NBA should hold strict on that rule. And you know me, Big Teddy's players first, always in the corner for the athletes. But I have a few specific reasons why I believe the NBA's got to hold strong on this one. And we'll get to that over the coming weeks here on Theoretically Speaking. Cade Chumps is on the other side of the glass on the 1s and the 2s. Cade's in the house. And you're gearing up for a big scavenger hunt weekend for Easter.
Yes, sir. I'm putting it together tomorrow night, and then we're having the whole crew of family be able to try to fix it.
Yes. Cade, if you missed the first hour, explain that this is a family tradition you've been doing since you were, 4 or 5 years old?
I was 8 when it first started. My brother was 5, so we were youngsters, and we've been doing it this will be year number 15.
Year 15. His family does a scavenger hunt on Easter, bringing the people together and turning into a treasure hunt, like what's the movie called again? National Treasure.
National Treasure.
Nick Cage style. Man, we just had the Kirk Cousins conversation. Kirk Cousins was drafted the same year that the Washington Commanders got Robert Griffin III in the first round. They drafted Kirk Cousins, I want to say, in the 4th round. So if you look at it, the top 3 highest earning players in NFL history: Matthew Stafford, number 1 overall pick. Number 2, Kirk Cousins, 4th rounder. Number 3, Tom Brady, 6th rounder. Kind of crazy when you look at it that way, but it illuminates just how wrong we are when it comes to the NFL draft and how often even the experts, the Todd McShays, the Mel Kipers of the world, how they get it wrong, and then GMs get it wrong oftentimes. There's a lot of guys that get passed on. Who's the 2-time MVP right now that didn't get picked until nearly the 2nd round? Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen wasn't the number 1 overall pick. It was Baker Mayfield his year. Like, we get these things wrong time and time again. Cade and I, a couple of days ago, challenged Evan Cohen and our guy JMP, teammate here, fellow Miami Hurricane fan. By the way, great day to be a Miami Hurricane. We're going to get to that soon. We challenged them to a mock-off. We are going to mock the first round of the NFL draft, and on draft day, we are going to see who gets the most picks right. I'm going to lay out the rules for this at another point, and I want to do it on a Wednesday when Evan is in so he can agree with them. I have a couple of bonus factors that I want to bake in just to make things fun. So I'll get to those later on. But essentially, 1 through 32, who can get the most right is how we're going to do it. Before we get into the main topics of the day, I did want to give a quick review of how JMP, Jeremy Marks Pelt, our teammate, who fancies himself as a mock draft, NFL draft expert. He's our Canes insider here at ESPN West Palm. He also does grind and watch a lot of tape, so I value his football opinion. Cade, apparently he's been putting these mock drafts out every year or so on Twitter. So we want to see just how strong his mock drafts have been. You have in front of you the JMP mock drafts?
Yes, sir. I got the last 4 years worth of JMP mock drafts. Last year, 6 of 32, including the first 4 all correct.
All correct in the first 4?
Yes. I mean, he said Travis Hunter to Cleveland, but he did say Travis Hunter 2nd overall.
That counts.
That counts. Yeah, I think so.
That's the way our draft is going to work, too. If a pick is traded, as long as you got the player in the correct spot, you're good.
Sounds good. So, yeah, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, and then it kind of goes downhill from there, and he only got 2 more the rest of the round.
All right, 6 out of 32. I would say that is a fail. How did our guy JMP do the year before?
The year before, he came in a little bit more clutch. I haven't gone pick by pick and figured out how many, but off the top of my head, I think there's 5 or 6 again in this one. But the funniest part is that obviously this mock draft came out April 25th, 2024. The day before, he came out with his first mock draft, so he put 2 out in 2 days.
Yeah.
His first one, I don't think he got any correct,
Woo!
if that's the one he used. So he got some insider information, clutched up, and got a few more correct on that one. But again,
let me guess, he had Drake May number 1 in that draft.
He did.
That was I remember. Here's the thing. I remember having conversation with me and him and argue back and forth. And this is going to be a conversation that carries for the next decade. Who should have went first in this 6 quarterback first round draft? Caleb went first to the Bears. Jaden went second to the Commanders. Drake May went third to the Patriots. All 3 of them do have a claim to be the best quarterback of that class so far. All 3 of them have their successes. Drake May obviously made the Super Bowl this past year. He was through and through a Drake May guy, and he thought Jaden Daniels wouldn't hold up in the NFL. Where do you have Jaden Daniels in that mock draft?
In the first version of the mock draft, he had Jaden Daniels at 11.
Yeah, see, I knew it. He was down on Daniels, high on May. And this is why I say JMP actually is very smart at these things. Again, our teammate here at ESPN West Palm, who is a draft expert in his own right. He's going to be teamed up with Evan Cohen going against us to try to mock this first round. He was right and wrong about a lot of that. Like Drake May being a superstar, Drake May being a great franchise QB and a guy that some would consider the best in the draft. He was right about that. Drake May just played. He was 1 win away from a Super Bowl title in his first year starting. He was correct. Jaden Daniels, his main thing against Jaden was he played too recklessly and he was too frail, so he might get banged up. Rookie season had JMP looking like an absolute fool because Jaden Daniels was 1 win away from making it to the Super Bowl. Sophomore season, this is exactly what JMP predicted. So wasn't wrong. I don't remember his he thought that Caleb Williams played too out of structure. That was his issue with Caleb. Where did he have Caleb in his mock draft?
The first version before. So I say the first version. In his final version of the 2024 draft, he did get the first 3 right. He said Caleb, he said Jaden, he said Drake. In the first version, which was the funniest part, the day before. That's why all of this is hilarious. In the day before, he did have him number 2 to Washington.
Okay.
So he had Drake number 1, Caleb number 2. He waited on Jaden Daniels till later.
Who do you have the Patriots picking?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We have a good chance to beat Evan and JMP. Evan is now. I do know that Evan's favorite quarterback is Tom Brady. And I bring that up to say that Evan will stop at nothing. He might be the kind of guy that will bend the rules to win. And we have to have stern rules in place for this mock draft. I can't have Evan calling. We're gonna check his phone log. He cannot be calling Mel Kiper before he puts this together.
I hear you.
Can't have it. So I'm excited for this. I think they have their work cut out for them because he hasn't even hit. If we could just get 10 of 32 right, we should be in the clear.
Oh, we're golden.
We should be in the clear.
So
And
it gets even funnier. Do you mind if I continue going down the list? So now we're at 2023. This was the year of Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and then the trade up from Houston to get Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah.
This one's hysterical.
Uh-oh.
Number 1, Bryce Young. Okay, no problem. Got that one. Number 2 to Houston. He actually had Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech, who I believe eventually went 4th overall.
Yep. No, Tyree Wilson, he failed.
Did
he fell
did he fall?
7 to the Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he had him 2. He had Paris Johnson, the O-line from Ohio State to Arizona, number 3. But that was a weird because that was Paris Johnson eventually did go to Arizona,
Yes,
right?
They just traded back to get him. So how do we count that?
I would still count that.
Like half a point?
I think if you get the team or the number correct,
Then it counts as a point. Okay, we'll have to discuss this when we do our
Understood.
rules. I'm glad that came up.
But then at number 4, he had Indianapolis. He had Will Levis.
You know what?
See,
can't.
can't.
So the Colts picked Anthony Richardson, and he said they should have picked Will Levis, which
Correct.
Will Levis infamously fell to the second round, and we had all the.
But you may recognize C.J. Stroud still hasn't been brought up.
Oh, so Stroud was on the board for him, and he went Will Levis as his number 1 quarterback. Okay, so he was wrong.
Well, C.J. Stroud doesn't come up on his list till pick number 11.
Wow, to the Titans.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So
he
that
was
one,
wrong.
that one was ugly.
C.J. Stroud might have had a bad playoffs. He might have been absolutely horrendous, and the single reason why your Texans lost. I do think he was the best quarterback in that draft, though, over Anthony Richardson and Will Levis.
So far, so good. And then
Yeah.
finally, what I've got 2022. This was the Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson draft. He gets both of those correct.
Nice.
And this is where it gets tough because the next 8 players, I believe, are all pretty much correct as far as who was the 8. Most of them are in the wrong order.
He got the top 8, but he picked the wrong team.
I think so because
Okay.
he gets
Gardner?
He gets Kayvon Thibodeau at number 9 with the Giants.
He went 9 with the Seahawks.
I just know he went to the Giants.
He went to the Giants.
Thibodeau
went 5th to the Giants that year.
So they traded up, but he does have Giants Kayvon Thibodeau
At 9?
but he has it at 9 from
That's weird.
Seattle. But then he has Jets Garrett Wilson at Ohio State. But like he has Drake London going to Houston, number 3 overall. He has Malik Willis going 5th overall.
Oh, big Mick. Okay, hold on a second. Pump the brakes. He had Malik Willis going 5th overall.
In a trade with New York
To who?
Seattle.
Wow. So again, this is another thing. And Malik Willis was a guy who was considered a project. And in the 2022 draft, Willis fell to the 3rd round. And he was coming out of Liberty. People didn't know what to make of him. Now, in this offseason, Malik Willis just signed this 3-year, $60-some-odd million deal to be the future of the Miami Dolphins. He looks good in his flashes in the Packers uniform. Again, this is why I say it is, though JMP's mock drafts have been horrendous with their correctness, this guy's got an eye.
Yeah, I mean,
This guy's got an eye.
There's more. This is by far his best list that I've seen 2022 because he's got Kenny Pickett going to the Steelers. He actually had all the way at 25. I believe this is correct. Khair Elam, our homeboy, going to the Bills.
That is on 25. So the issue is there were some trades. That was a trade,
Had
but
to
yes,
have
he
been.
did end up going to the Bills at 23.
Okay.
Khair Elam, newly minted Kansas City Chief. Welcome to the kingdom, Khair.
So there's definitely there's potential here. Like you said, I think 10 is a really good number.
All right, so we can get, as long as we can get to 10, we feel comfortable. That is just a little taste of what to expect here. Is we're going to be, Cade and I are going to have a mending of the minds to try to make sure that we can beat out Evan and JMP. We got to come up with some stakes for this as well. But again, as a Chiefs fan, generally not as inclined with the NFL draft stuff. This year we're picking 9th, and I've been tapped in a lot. I still am curious what how the experts feel on some of these top guys. Ruben Bain. There's been a lot of conversation around my guy, Ruben Bain. I think he's one of the more volatile prospects in this upcoming NFL draft. Miami Hurricane was a brute force, led the nation in pressures last year. He's a guy who was under-recruited out of high school because of his size. He was a guy that was underestimated throughout college because of his arm length. And now in the NFL draft process, you have people saying he can go as high as number 2 to the.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
He can go as high as 2, or he can fall as far as like 15, because people are afraid. He has historically short arms, but he has historically great production. And if I could tell you anything about Ruben Bain, Hurricane Bain, it's I would never short the talent, the heart, the drive, the force that guy has, the chip that he plays with on his shoulder. He played his biggest in the biggest games. And if you ask anybody in and around that Miami Hurricanes locker room and around that program, that dude was a culture shifter. And let's not also forget the assistant coach that taught him the technique, that rounded his game, that turned him into this player that can be a future Hall of Famer in the NFL, a Hall of Famer himself in Jason Taylor. So I would bet on Ruben Bain being good. But again, that's going to be tough for our mock draft. There's no telling what these other front offices feel about him. So that'll be a fun thing. That'll be a fun thing, Cade. Did we get the name for Kirk Cousins' agent? I want to make sure we paid that off.
We did. His name is Mike McCartney, and his roster of players currently in the NFL is not too shabby.
Let's do it. You list these names off for me. Kirk Cousins' agent. We're trying to gauge his Hall of Fame. His ability to make the Hall of Fame.
He's got about, I'm going to say, between 25 and 30. I'm just going to give you the headliners.
What agency is he with? Do you know that much?
Hold on. I did find that out a second ago.
Kirk Cousins' agent, who has him now as the second highest earning player in the history of the NFL, behind Matthew Stafford and now above Tom Brady, based on that new deal he signed with the Raiders. Kirk Cousins' agent. We had a question in the YouTube chat.
It's Vayner Sports.
Vayner Sports. They said, can Kirk Cousins' agent become a Hall of Fame inductee? And he has a better shot than Kirk Cousins himself to be enshrined in Canton. Who's the rest of his roster?
So headlined by Aiden Hutchinson.
It's a good one. They got a new deal for Aiden Hutchinson.
Aleem McNeil, who's on a $24 million contract according to the website I've got.
Cool.
Bucky Irving. Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Joe Thuney.
Okay, Joe Thuney. Joe Thuney's a 4-time Super Bowl champion.
Obviously, Kirk Cousins. Tyler Conklin's a name you've heard of.
No other quarterbacks? I thought he might have another quarterback.
Well, he does. It's Joshua Dobbs.
Ugh.
And that's it. Ikem Ekwonu is on here as well. Dontavian Wicks.
Okay. So
Boye Mafe.
Kirk Cousins is
first rounder.
Kirk Cousins is the headliner then.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Well, Kirk Cousins the bag getter. So Kirk Cousins keeping the lights on around Mike McCartney's house. So shout out to Mike McCartney. He's doing a good job.
I don't know if this is Hall of Fame worthy now that I'm looking at it.
His specifically his work with Kirk Cousins is Hall of Fame worthy, but he doesn't have enough of a bag afterwards. We got to see who he gets, post Kirk Cousins. He's on a historical run. Shout out Mike McCartney though. Didn't know. Look, I was unfamiliar with your game. And I'm familiar with Kirk Cousins' game, so that's why we're all surprised that he's the second highest earning player in the history of the NFL. That is, it pays to be apparently a above average quarterback. Pays very well. We got the Final Four of the women's game tonight. We have a couple of matchups in the women's game. We got the men's Final Four tomorrow night, so we do have a weekend of basketball ahead of us after a full week where we just were kind of looking at each other. Tonight it tips off on ESPN at 7 o'clock. You got South Carolina, a 1 seed, versus number 1 overall seed, UConn. At 9:30 on ESPN, right afterwards, we have 1 seed Texas versus 1 seeded UCLA. All of these teams, 35 or more wins. Between all 4 of these teams that are facing off tonight, a total of 7 losses on the season, and UConn is the lone undefeated team. We have a battle of historic head coaches. We have a battle of historic women's basketball programs, and it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. And then tomorrow, of course, on the men's side of the brackets, on the men's side of the tournament, they tip things off with Illinois versus UConn. UConn, the only program clearly with teams in both Final Fours. This is in Indianapolis. Illinois versus UConn, the 3 versus the 2. And the headliner is going to be 1 seed Michigan and our guy Dusty May versus Arizona. And Cade, you were saying you're just crossing your fingers that Michigan can keep it close. I got Michigan winning that thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Arizona's been the most dominant team in the tournament.
They have.
And I don't think it's been even close.
But Michigan also, to be fair, Michigan also has shown
I think
a good fair of dominance as well.
I think Michigan kind of got gifted with their region.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really been much competition. You didn't even play Iowa State, and you didn't. Tennessee got past Iowa State when they weren't fully healthy.
Yeah. Howard, St. Louis, Alabama, Tennessee was Michigan's route.
Yeah.
None of those games close, but again, inferior competition. Here's the thing. I am not. What's the line on this game for Saturday night, Michigan, Arizona? I'm trying to find it here.
I'll pull it up on my Hard Rock Bet app in a second.
If you can grab that off the Hard Rock Bet app, I want to know what the line on that game is because I'm curious if other people feel this way as well. I just not betting against a Dusty May team. That is the only team I have left.
According to Hard Rock Bet, Michigan, Arizona is -1.5 Michigan.
There you go.
Wow.
Ding, ding, ding. Let's go. They understand what's going on here.
That's got me scratching my head because literally every ESPN analyst I've heard from throughout the week has said Arizona's been the most dominant team.
They have been the most dominant team, and they probably are more tested than Michigan, but Michigan's been dominant themselves. Yaxel's been balling. I do wonder.
Illinois is also favored in their game against UConn. What's going on here?
That's not as surprising.
Okay.
That's not as surprising to me. That one to me is more that both of these games I think on the men's side are toss-ups. I'm not fully sold on any of these teams being definitively better than the other one. And I would say the same thing for the women's game. I'll say collectively as a college basketball viewing audience, we kind of have a great stage set in front of us. We have 4 games that should all be entertaining. They should mostly come down to the end. They should be exciting. And I think out of all of these games, the one that has the most is going to have the most historical relevance as well as the most intrigue around it is going to be the first one that we get, and that is tonight's game, South Carolina versus UConn, Gino Auriemma versus Dawn Staley's Gamecocks. And that, Final Four being played out in Phoenix, Arizona, where the NFL owners meetings just wrapped up. That one should have a lot of eyeballs, and I am hopeful for a great finish in it. UConn's favored by 6.5. That one has the biggest spread. But I think it still is going to be the most impactful, the best one that we're going to tap in on. I'm going to tell you more on why I'm intrigued with that matchup on the other side here as we continue. Theoretically speaking, it is a good Friday. It is a feel-good Friday. We're going to talk about that matchup as well as we got to discuss how an alarm clock cost a Major League Baseball team a win yesterday. And it might cost a guy his good standing with that professional franchise. Absolutely crazy. That is Kate Chums, and I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Time for listener mail. Jim in Jupiter writes, Dear ESPN 106.3, some maniac just cut me off in traffic. What should I do? Jim, do nothing. Relax. Turn up your radio and enjoy the drive while listening to ESPN 106.3. Life's just better that way.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
Join us on a culinary road trip through South Florida at the 2026 Orange Bowl Food and Wine Celebration presented by Florida Blue. Experience an evening of food and fun on Friday, April 17th at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood. Enjoy unlimited food and drink tastings from dozens of South Florida's top restaurants while dancing the night away to a live band and DJ. Tickets start at just $135 and proceeds benefit Orangeville Cares community initiatives. Get your tickets at orangeville.org.
Are you a business owner or handle your company's marketing? Banyan Printing and Signs partners with over 1,000 local businesses in Palm Beach County. Their full-service solution saves you time and money by eliminating multiple vendors. From business cards and brochures to direct mail services and signage, they do it all. Fast turnaround, free local delivery, and superior customer service are what sets Banyan apart. Could a market leader with 48 years improve your current model? Visit BanyanOnline.com or call 561-586-6220.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
College basketball is heating up, and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
They're calling him the NFL's Victor Wembanyama. We were talking NFL draft prospects and mock drafting. This is a prospect that I've got to tell you all about. But first, I want you to know that with Xfinity, you already enjoy ESPN as part of your TV lineup with live games, daily sports coverage, and expert analysis. And now the ESPN Unlimited plan is available at no additional cost, giving you access to additional ESPN content in the ESPN app, including more must-see action like WWE, premium live events, on-demand programming, and originals to explore. Visit Xfinity.com/your subscriptions to activate ESPN Unlimited access. Then start watching in the ESPN app. More from ESPN, all in one place. Cade, I think we've spotted a superhero. His name is Uar Bernard. And apparently he measured in at the NFL's HBCU showcase at 6'4.5", 306 pounds. 306 pounds. Remember that number. With 11-inch hands and 36-inch arms. At 306 pounds, at 6'4", he ran his 40-yard dash 4.63. He had a vertical jump of 39 inches, which is huge. That's near, we're talking Anthony Edwards level of bounce.
Yep.
And he had a broad jump of 10-10, which I know most people aren't gauging. Well, what 10-10 was that? That is 14 inches more on the broad jump of any other defensive tackle at the combine, the actual NFL combine. The guy is apparently from a Nigerian village, and scouts that do this for a living are calling Uar Bernard the freakiest athlete they've ever seen. Here's a quote, and I'm reading this out of the Athletics article by Bruce Feldman, who does the college football freaks list every single year. Here's a quote from a scout. Hands down, he is the most explosive athlete I've ever seen in my life. Here's another one. Somebody compared. Here it is right here. It's like watching Victor Wembanyama. The numbers don't even do him justice. He's 6'5", 310, and he's got 6% body fat on him. NBA players don't even have 6% body fat on them. If you look up a picture of Uar Bernard, which, by the way, you spell Uar, U-A-R, you'll see exactly what I mean. And if you tell me that that dude is running a 4.6 40, they're mocking him. They're saying he's going to be like a day 3 guy, like a round 4, 5, 6, 7 guy, in the NFL draft. Like somebody going to mess around and reach on him. Like the Dolphins got all them damn picks. One of them picks better get this. You better bring this dude to South Florida and see what the heck he about. Because I don't know where where they're creating guys like this. But I've never seen anything like that. Spectacle.
That's crazy.
That is incredible. So you heard it here first, most likely. Uar Bernard. You're probably gonna be hearing more about him throughout the week. But he was spotted at the HBCU showcase, and the NFL obviously has that international player program where they go out and they try to make this newly minted global game. They're kind of copying the NBA's playbook, making it more of a global game. That's why they do these games elsewhere. They've brought over players like Jordan Mailata through this program, and he might be the next one. So do not let Howie Roseman, GM of the Eagles, do not let him find out about this. Okay, you want to take a little trip?
Let's take a trip.
Let's take a trip, man, to get around. So the way to get around works is we go from city to city, place to place. And Cade Chumslin is the conductor. And we just touch all the topics. Sports, life, culture, whatever it is. Where we starting off?
Next stop.
Let's head up to Bristol, Connecticut. And you may know that as the home of ESPN.
Nice.
ESPN has finished their third and final straw poll for the NBA MVP race.
Bontemps.
While Victor Wembanyama may have made a strong case this second half of the season, in this poll, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ran away with it, racking 88 of the possible 100 first-place votes. His total points is 300 more than Wemby's. Is the MVP, quote-unquote, race over?
It's over with. To quote Vince Carter in that dunk contest some years ago, it's over with. Wrap it up. This straw poll is like batting nearly 1,000 that Bontemps does every year for ESPN. And especially the one that he does near the end of the season because he's actually talking to actual MVP voters. So I'm not sure what this did to the betting lines, but if you still can if you have a solid number on SGA's MVP number, I would probably roll with it because generally speaking, this is right. I think it's the wrong take, though. Wemby has clearly closed the gap, but sounds like the voters have their mind made up.
Next stop.
We're now headed out to Kansas City, Missouri. The power of alarm clocks. Something not to be reckoned with. According to an ESPN article posted last night, quote, Kansas City catcher Carter Jensen was removed from the Royals starting lineup for Thursday's game against the Minnesota Twins after he overslept, end quote. This is Carter's reaction, or this is Jensen's reaction to it. Quote, I didn't wake up to my alarm, slept through it. Don't really have an excuse, nor should I. It sucks. It happens. I feel like I let my teammates down, coaches down. Just learn from it and just know it won't happen again, end quote. Theo, you ever had an alarm clock scare?
Yeah. Honestly, I've missed a flight before because of an alarm clock, sleeping through it. I'm a heavy sleeper. Thankfully, this past Christmas, my wife's side of the family, they got me this Nest alarm clock, which can get really loud, and it also comes with a little light. Now, they, like everybody else, is trying to get me on some kind of subscription plan and take more of my money. I don't like that part of it, but it has helped me, actually. The Nest alarm clock has worked out well for me. Maybe he can get an endorsement deal with Nest or something like that going forward, and if he does, I'm the one that, got the ball rolling on that, so get me a free subscription as well. What's my guy's name? Carter Jensen?
Yes, sir.
Carter, if Nest reach out, I'm the one that sparked that idea. Get me a subscription as well because I don't want to pay for the premium, despite there's a lot of good things that come with it. And honestly, man, it's one of 162, so this is more embarrassing than it is indicative of his character or anything,
100%. The fact that it made this big of a headline, the fact that his teammates, the article talks about that they were worried for him, and they were like calling his parents. That's a serious deal, and now it's just a laughable affair.
And again, he's accountable. He held himself accountable. He didn't try to make any excuses. He was honest about it, so I can respect that. Shout out Carter Jensen. Remember, if you get the Nets deal, hook your boy up.
Next up.
Let's head back up to the Northeast in Foxborough, Massachusetts. You may recognize that name because there's only really one team that plays there. 2-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, and the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year for the NFL, Stephon Gilmore, has announced his retirement. Where does Gilmore rank for you, Theo, in the late 2010s era of cornerbacks?
Yeah, I mean, he's right up there with the level of dominance that he reached. And he also, his prime, like in his prime, he was the best corner in the league. But his prime just missed the primes of some of those like the Josh Normans of the world, which had a quick run. Obviously, Darrelle Revis didn't get any of that way after Nnamdi Asomugha. But seeing a guy like him retire, it just kind of strikes that nostalgia of some of those shutdown corners who you can just – the guys who, if you knew your fantasy football wide receiver one was going up against him that weekend – you were like, damn, you have to make a real tough decision. It's like, okay, I got A.J. Brown, and I've got, let's say, Marvin Mims or somebody random. And you're like, what are the odds A.J. Brown gets 2 catches on Stephon Gilmore? I can luck into Marvin Mims getting a kick return touchdown or something like that. And you might bench a wide receiver one for a role player. That's how good Gilmore was. And it's kind of becoming a dying art. How many of these guys do we have left today? We got Pat Surtain. We got your guy, Derek Stingley. Sauce Gardner, honestly, sometimes he's gotten, taken advantage of, but he still is up there in that class.
He's all right.
We're running out of guys.
Christian Gonzalez.
Never mind. We got 4 strong ones. Those are 4 strong ones. But yeah, no, the shutdown corner is a very underrated favorite archetype in the NFL, and Stephon Gilmore had his reign atop that. So shout out to him. Great career. I think he had a DPOY.
Yep.
He had a DPOY as well. So shout out Gilmore, man. We gonna miss you. South Carolina guy too, a Gamecock. His Gamecock playing tonight.
Have you ever heard of Elgin, Illinois?
I've heard of Elgin Baylor.
Well, I think it's actually spelled differently too. Elgin is this town. Well, we're gonna go play some high school ball there. 4-star recruit, number 3 in the class of 2027. He threw for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns this past season. High school quarterback I'm talking about, Israel Abrams, announced his commitment today live on the Pat McAfee Show just a few hours ago to the University of Miami.
Let's let this play right quick. It's got a little build up to it. Yeah. Had to cut the get-around music. For a little Miami Hurricane fever here. I told y'all, and that was a little bit from the 2001 anthem. Can I give him another one? People like this other one, too. This is one
you want the one
more
that
well-known.
Everyone knows? Yeah, there we go.
We Ballin' Boys. Ballin' Boys is known as well. Don't do my boys like that. We worldwide around here. We global. It's a global brand, the University of Miami. But no, I'll cut it back and be serious here. This is huge, Kate. This is huge. The Miami Hurricanes getting a 2027 quarterback commit right now in the process is going to continue to send shockwaves through the nation as Mario Cristobal is building a budding dynasty in Coral Gables. And I don't mean that in the sense of course, a dynasty is when you win multiple championships in a short window and whatnot. I'm not saying that that has happened. Clearly, they have none since 2001. What I'm saying is the Canes are perfectly primed in the era of NIL, in the era of the transfer portal, and with the robust recruiting grounds that are South Florida and the entire Sunshine State. They are perfectly primed to be a mainstay top dog in the NCAA. Let's not forget also they are in the most winnable of the top 3 conferences. The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC. Miami can build what Clemson kind of had about 5 or 6 years ago under Dabo Swinney, but better because your recruiting grounds are richer. You have more money around that program, and the excitement is at an all-time high right now. I am excited for the future of these Canes. We just got a 5-star commit, Nick Lanier, no-cut Nick, out of South Florida as well. A lot of people are comparing him to what Malachi Toney was able to be as a true freshman. He'll be showing up on campus next year as well. Like what there's an offensive tackle, a 5-star top player in the class, who's from South Florida as well, that is leaning Miami at this point. Likely going to hear from a commitment from him. If you ain't paying attention yet, you better lock in now. Them Canes is coming. I know people are excited about what John Summerall is going to build in Gainesville. I know people are hopeful that Florida State will get their money right and turn the corner at some point. I'm just telling you, for both of those programs, it might be too late because the Canes are coming. They have the best team out of the state of Florida this year, the best team in the ACC. They should walk away with that conference for the first time. And they also, one thing about Mario Cristobal that people have complained about his in-game play calling, Cade. People have considered whether or not he's a guy that can win big games. I think he's flushed that down the toilet. He showed that he can. One thing that you can never criticize him for is his ability to recruit. And that is still, he's still, batting, knocking him out the park right now for the Miami Hurricanes. So that quarterback, what's my guy's name? Israel
Abrams.
Israel Abrams, 4-star QB, one of the top players of the 2027 class. And most importantly, an out-of-state recruit out of the Midwest. Not just a hometown guy showing hometown love. The Canes are coming, man. They're actually here. Ray Lewis told me himself, he walked it back afterwards, but he told me himself that the U is back on camera, on wax. Tried to walk it back a little bit because that's paying respect to what the Miami Hurricanes have been before this era. But there's a new era that is really peaking right now and is getting its legs right now under Cristobal. And y'all better be on the lookout. Darian Mensah, who they got from Duke. People are comping him to Cam Ward and the impact Ward had a couple of years. You have a robust wide receiver core. Malachi Toney led the nation in receptions in college football in his high school senior year, which was last year. He's coming back for the next 2 years. Like this is great, right? Where does your out of the big 3 college football programs in South Florida, Cade? Where's your allegiance lie?
Neither. None.
You're a UCF guy?
I'm a UCF guy, but that's only just because really my dad went there and I live close by to the campus.
Yeah.
I really have no allegiances to any of them. In fact, I'll be dead honest. I actually grew up with 2 parents who despised all 3 of them.
Wow.
And we purposely cheered against all of them.
So you just want to see the demise of all the programs.
That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
I'm not as much that right now because I've got more family and friends who have gone now to these schools from Florida. So I'm like, okay. Like when my family first moved to Florida and I was first growing up, it was like, okay, we can hate on everyone because we're not them. And now I am one of them as a Floridian. And it's like, all right, I can't really do that as much anymore.
Yeah, I feel you. It's bright. The sun is shining bright over Coral Gables these days, man. And Cristobal and the crew are continuing to prove why this wasn't a flash in the pan. This is sustained success that they're building. And if you know how those guys practice over on Green Tree, the spring practices so far, it's been glowing reviews. I listen a lot to my guy, Alex Dono, Locked On Canes. If you're a Canes fan, you should be subscribed to him. You should be watching him. He covers this stuff every day on Locked On Canes. Glowing reviews from all 3 phases for the Miami Hurricanes these days. It is an exciting time to be a Canes fan. Throw up that U with pride. Please do. This weekend, if you want to watch some college basketball, if you really want to just thrive in an excellent environment, Duffy Sports Grill, the place to go. It's also your last chance to get in on the Taste of Ireland. If you love that St. Patrick's Day celebration, the Taste of Ireland is still taking place at Duffy Sports Grill through April 6th. That means you can get the house-made shepherd's pie with rich Guinness gravy. Got the Irish potato skins loaded with corned beef and mouth-watering Reuben burger piled high with shaved corned beef and Swiss. Don't forget about dessert. Please don't. Need a little something sweet? Well, the shamrock pie with chocolate mint ice cream and Oreo cookie crust is right there waiting on you, staring you in the face. Don't leave without it. As you know, Duffy's is the best place to watch all of the madness going down. The limited courtside menu has the slam dunk tots, the double smash burger, and of course, you got those Guinness barbecue glazed jumbo wings. It's all there. It's all there for you. Find your favorite location at Duffy'sMVP.com. And remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on. On the other side, we've got some great action for us this weekend, but we also had one moment that is clearly the coolest of the cool of the week. We'll present that to you, and we can all relive the glory. That is Kate Chums, and I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4. Your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Minor League Baseball is in full swing at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Palm Beach Cardinals take the field on opening weekend, Thursday, April 2nd through Saturday, April 4th. Opening night features a Hawaiian shirt giveaway to the first 500 fans, and Saturday, April 4th, is the debut of the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas, Minor League Baseball's coldest alternate identity, presented by Iggy Trap. To purchase tickets and find out more information, go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire. With the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed, you'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
Here it is from Sunday, UConn's Braylon Mullins sending the Duke Blue Devils packing.
Whoa, hold on.
All good. All good.
Get there. I'll get there.
Yeah, no.
Let's get the right buttons, Cade.
As the
10 seconds to go. Got to cut and run through the ball, and who better than this guy? Get it into Boozer, back for Sarr, ahead, Boozer, that ball deflected and stolen by Mullins. Caravan, 2 seconds, Mullins tosses it up. Ah! It's good with .3. UConn goes in front.
That call courtesy of CBS. That shot sent the Duke Blue Devils home earlier than people anticipated as UConn moved on to the Final Four. Braylon Mullins, you have the EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week. And the best part of all of this is, as we heard the sound of that ball swishing through the net, I saw a story from Front Office Sports that talked about the next sound Braylon might hear is a ka-ching, because you think about the previous big shots in March Madness, Chris Laettner, Chris Jenkins, my boy, what's my guy's name? Jalen Suggs. All of that happened in the pre-NIL era. This guy's a true freshman, hit one of the biggest shots in the history of the tournament. He could be hearing a cashier's ka-ching, ka-ching soon, just based off of that play alone. So not only was it a huge play for UConn to advance, I think my boy's gonna have some money, some motion coming to him in the wake of NIL stuff. So shout out Braylon Mullins, and you did the nation a favor by getting Duke up out the way. Appreciate it. Were you going? Are you anti-Duke? Are you pro-Duke? Or did that shot hurt you, Kate?
Well, just for my bracket because I had them in the championship. But you'll
be fine.
I grew up more UNC than Duke when it was those two powerhouses throughout the 2010s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it, I guess.
I'm cool. I've always been like, I'm not a Duke hater, but it's fun to watch them lose. It's fun to see people panic out. They have a lot of bandwagon fans all across the nation. So
when you're in that game, when you're in the moment and you realize there's a 19-point comeback brewing, then you want to see it completed.
Yeah, you're rooting for the underdog at that point.
For sure.
UConn will have to try to finish the job this weekend, see if they can add to this story. And I will say for Duke, second straight year they have the AP National Player of the Year as a true freshman. Cooper Flagg had it last year, and Cameron Boozer won it this year. So at least something to rest your head on, as he'll be a lottery pick. So John Shire's, it's not all hope not lost for John Shire's program. Stop trying to fire the guy over one backcourt mistake.
All right, Theo, you got 30 seconds, and we got Final Four predictions.
Oh, Final Four predictions. Okay, so tonight I have an upset between UConn and South Carolina. Give me the Gamecocks, and I'll take Texas over UCLA. On the men's side, I will go Illinois v. I want to go with the.
You just said you were going to do it. You just said you got 10 seconds.
All right,
you
Dusty
just said.
Dusty May. What about you? Do you men's side?
UConn, Arizona.
Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
Some classics never fade, like a perfect fastball, a game-winning 3, and ESPN Radio. Stay in the zone with your old school home for modern sports talk, ESPN 106.3.
Hey, ref,